My name is Diane Riley McNaboe. I'm part of the Dubbo Wellington Riley mob and Guwimilgabang on my mother's side. I'm just going to talk to you about the Rajari women's belt that I've made for the hospital. I've sculpted it out of aluminium cockatoo feathers, brass emu feathers, and I've roped it together with copper wire. I had 4 different types of thicknesses to rope it together, and I think it's come out really well. During the making of the belt, we had a lot of community input. So we had the community centre up at Baaribang Public School, the elders there and the mums and that helped make some of the feathers, roping the feathers to wire, shaping of the feathers. We had some of the hospital staff at George Hatch, part of the hospital. They came up and helped with shaping of the feathers and roping some wire around the feathers. We also had a group go down to the basement studios from the hospital staff and community people, also helping to shape the feathers and rope the feathers, and also to do bundles of the emu feathers to make the real belt. We also had the Rajari language classes. They'd all come in to do classes in Rajari language. They also got to shape some of the feathers and also to tie some wire on. So without that community support, we wouldn't have been able to get the belt done as quick as what we had to get it done. So thank you to all those community people that helped and assisted in making the belt. The significance of the women's belt is that it was a belt that the older women used when we did dancing. You'd get 5 or 6 of the women holding the belt, and they would do the dance and follow it up after the men, women and children would have got up and danced, and they would have taken hold of the belt and they would have swung the belt back and forth and danced in behind. So I'm in the process of making a real belt that will be used at the opening, which is really special because a traditional belt like that hasn't been made for well over 30 years since I made my last one. It's made out of real cockatoo feathers, real emu feathers, and roped together with grass. Could have been roped together with bark rope or other grasses and that. So it's up to the person who's doing the rope and what tools and methods they use for the roping. The significance of the cockatoo feathers is that the cockatoo is a messenger bird for the women. It sends a message. So if you're out in the bush and you're out by yourself and you've seen a cockatoo and he was watching you, just one cockatoo by itself, and he was watching you and looking at you, he's giving you a message that you're going to get a surprise that could be good or bad, so you just have to prepare yourself that something's coming your way. The significance of the emu feathers is that the emu is known for never walking backwards. He always strives to move forward. And an emu gives us a special message that not to tread really heavy on the ground that you walk on. So when emu walks on the ground, it doesn't down tread the earth. And a lot of our native animals and that do not down trod the earth, they only walk on it lightly. Where introduced animals like the cows and the sheep, horses, they down trod the earth and things find it really hard to grow through that soil once they've walked on it. But for the kangaroos, the emus and our other wildlife, even though they're jumping and hopping on the ground, they do it in a lighter way and things can still grow and survive and strive in their landscape. So they're 2 of our special animals. They're important to Rajari people, but they're also important to all of our nations across New South Wales, if not across Australia. And in a lot of the headdresses and belts you will see, they're made out of the cockatoo and emu feathers and used in our dancing.